What's going on? Shane Serrano here, coming to you from Radio Boardshop in Aspen, Colorado. And in this video, I'm gonna be telling you about the all new additions to the DC Step-On line. Last year, DC licensed out Burton's Step-On system so that they could start creating some of their boots into the Step-On line. And now this year, we have two new models. Starting on the ladies' side, we now have the women's Mora DC Step-On boot. This is one of DC's best-selling ladies' boots. It has a really good fit, and it is a mid to slightly stiffer boot. On the men's side, we now have the Judge Step-On. This is a team favorite in their line and one of the best-selling DC men's boots. If you're familiar with the Judge in the regular DC line, this is gonna be the same exact boot, just in a Step-On model. So you have the locking cleat on the heel and then the two toe cleats so that this boot can step in and use the Burton Step-On bindings. On the outside of this boot, you're gonna have a double boa lacing system. So on the front, you have a top boa, which tightens the top portion of the boot. Then you have the side boa, which tightens the lower portion of the boot. It's really important when looking at boots to have two separate zones to tighten the top and the bottom separately. Double boa in the Judge. You're also gonna have the Aerotech venting systems. This is gonna help to keep your feet less sweaty and more breathable. Compared to the Control Step-On, which was DC's first Step-On boot that they came out last year, the Judge is gonna be a slightly wider fit, whereas the Control was kind of a little too narrow for some people, and then the Judge is gonna be a little stiffer. For me, this boot is right in the middle of the stiffness scale. It is not the stiffest boot in the world, not the softest boot in the world. It's kind of that Goldilocks, middle of the range, a nice, comfortable flexing boot. Inside the boot, you have DC's nice internal harness lacing system that keeps your foot really locked in there and gives you a good hold. Inside the shell of the boot, you have a space blanket type material. Most top of the line boots have that, and what it does is shoot heat up towards your boot and repels the cold away from your foot, keeping your foot extra warm. Taking this boot apart and looking at the liner, you're gonna have DC's new Response 3 liner. This is a super comfortable and really sturdy liner to keep your foot feeling good. On the top of the liner, you get a double velcro cuff. This allows for a super tight fit, even for small ankles, and one that'll keep your foot nice and steady in there. You get a nice furry, comfortable cuff on top of the liner as well to make it more comfortable, and then also 3M's Thinsulate insulation. Getting all the way down to the footbed of the Judge Step-On, you get a really awesome, sturdy footbed. You have some harder plastic in the heel area and under the foot, and then a little less at your toe where you don't need it as much. This is one of the best footbeds that I've seen in a snowboard boot, especially in Step-On. I think it's really great that DC is making more Step-On models, because in the past, the biggest issue with Step-On was that not everybody's feet fit into a Burton boot. Now that we have DC in the mix and with multiple models, we now have Step-On that can work for more people. And it's really interesting to see who fits into a Burton boot better or a DC boot better. But it's something I'd like to hear from you guys. So if you have something to say about it, let me know in the comments down below. And that's the latest addition to the DC Step-On line, the Judge Step-On. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.